Welcome everyone. Join us today as we explore the extraordinary life and career of Elkie Brooks, the British Queen of Blues, famous for her powerful vocals and hits like "PearlsASinger" and "Sunshine After the Rain." So let's dive in. Elkie Brooks, born Elaine Bookbinder on the 25th of February 1945, in Salford, Lancashire, England. The youngest of three children, with two older brothers, Raymond and Anthony, with Anthony later finding fame as Tony Mansfield of the Dakotas. Her parents, Charles Bookbinder and Marjorie Violet Newton, were of Jewish descent, with her father's grandparents having emigrated from Poland to Britain in the early 20th century to escape the pogroms. Her father ran Bookbinder and Goldstone, a well-known kosher bakery in Manchester, while her mother, originally from a Catholic background who converted to Judaism, combined dressmaking with work in the family business. Together they created a household that was upwardly mobile but driven by long hours, discipline and hard graft. Elkie grew up within a tightly knit Jewish community where family, synagogue and the bakery shaped daily life, and where her grandmother Minnie was a powerful, sometimes overbearing presence in the home. The family lived first at 1 Castleton Road, and later at 119 Cavendish Road in Prestwich, addresses Elkie would later recall as materially comfortable, yet emotionally demanding, marked by her father's workaholism, and a constant sense of competing for attention. Home life blended secular Northern English culture with Jewish tradition, with Friday night Shabbat meals, Hebrew classes and synagogue attendance, sat alongside football-mad relatives, fierce Manchester United loyalty, and a grandmother whose cooking reflected Eastern European Jewish roots. Elkie's formal education began at Broughton Jewish Preparatory School, and later attended Sedgley Park County Primary School. North Salford Secondary Modern was where she discovered both the thrill of being noticed on stage, and the discomfort of standing out as the only Jewish girl in her class. Music entered her life early but informally. She sang for the rabbi at Hebrew school, performed at friends' bar mitzvahs, and entertained family friends at gatherings, gradually realizing that her voice could command attention in ways everyday life could not. Although no one in her immediate household was a professional musician, she drew inspiration from stories of her Austrian-trained grandmother Maud Newton, a classical pianist and violinist, who had studied in Vienna, and from a neighbor on Castleton Road, said to have been playing a beautiful classical piano piece at the moment Elkie was born. Remembering herself as a tomboy, more interested in ice skating and rough and tumble games than in dresses, yet repeatedly drawn to show-stealing moments, school concerts, dance routines and impromptu performances, where her ability to sing and improvise set her apart. Those experiences, combined with a strong need to prove herself, fed an inner conviction that she was destined for the stage. By her early teens, Elkie was already testing the waters of professional performance, entering local talent contests, and singing in working men's clubs around Manchester. A pivotal early break came at 15, when she won a talent contest at the Palace Theatre in Manchester, judged by impresario Don Arden, who recognized her raw potential and began steering her toward more serious opportunities. In the early 1960s she sang in cabaret clubs across Britain, working grueling schedules that demanded poise beyond her years, and exposed her to the smoky, male-dominated world of the nightclub circuit. One of her first key recording sessions came in 1964, when she recorded Etta James' song, "Something's Got a Hold on Me," featuring a young Jimmy Page on guitar, a moment that connected her directly to London's emerging rock and R&B scene, and hinted at the stylistic versatility that would define her career. Through the mid-1960s she toured with bands such as the Small Faces, the Animals, and John Lord's The Artwards, honing her stagecraft amid loud amplifiers and restless audiences, while gradually shifting from jazz-inflected singing, with figures like Humphrey Lyttelton, toward rock-oriented material. By the decade's end, she had fully embraced her rock chick persona, co-fronting group Vinegar Joe, alongside Robert Palmer and guitarist and future husband Pete Gage. Formed from the earlier blues rock outfit Dada, Vinegar Joe signed to Island Records, and released 3 albums, Vinegar Joe, and Rock and Roll Gypsies, both in 1972, and Six Star General, in 1973. Their sound fused blues, rock and soul, with a loose, boogie-driven edge, and Elkie quickly became the band's visual and vocal focal point, performing in flamboyant costumes and delivering a raw, emotionally direct vocal style that stood out even in the crowded British rock scene. Though the band never achieved major chart success, relentless touring built their reputation as a formidable live act, and gave Elkie invaluable experience on larger stages and in front of tougher crowds. After Vinegar Joe split, she briefly joined the American Southern boogie outfit Wet Willie, but the move was short-lived. Soon she was back in Britain, ready to reinvent herself as a solo artist, with a more focused blue-eyed soul direction. Her solo career gained momentum with 1975's album Rich Man's Woman, which caused controversy due to its provocative sleeve imagery of Elkie wearing nothing but a feather boa, yet firmly announced her arrival as a confident adult soul singer. The true breakthrough came with 1977's 2 Days Away, produced and largely written by Jerry Leiber and Mike Stoller. The album yielded PearlsASinger, which reached number 8 in the UK and became her signature song, alongside the UK top 10 hit, Sunshine After the Rain. That year she also duetted with Cat Stevens on Remember the Days of the Old Schoolyard, which charted in both the UK and the US. Through the late 1970s and 1980s, Elkie released a steady run of albums, balancing power ballads with gritty blues and rock, making her a constant presence on British radio and television. Albums such as Shooting Star, in 1978, and Live and Learn, in 1979, produced defining recordings including Lilac Wine and Don't Cry Out Loud, while her powerful interpretation of Gallagher and Lyle's The Runaway underlined the respect she commanded from fellow songwriters. By 1980, she had become a major live attraction, appearing at the Nebworth Festival alongside the Beach Boys, Santana, and Mike Oldfield. Her biggest commercial success followed with 1981's Pearls, which reached number 2 on the UK albums chart, spent 79 weeks on the listings, and went multi-platinum, briefly making her the biggest-selling female album artist in British pop history. Further success followed with Pearl's 2 Minutes, Screen Gems, and 1986's No More the Fool, which gave her a top 5 single, and 2 top 10 albums simultaneously. Across the late 1980s and 1990s, Elkie remained a constant presence on the charts, releasing a steady run of albums that moved between jazz, blues, standards, and contemporary pop. Rather than chasing trends, she built the reputation of a true singer's singer, with a catalogue that continued to grow in depth and range. That versatility was clear in 1986, when she recorded the haunting title theme for the BBC series A Very Peculiar Practice, written by Dave Greenslade. Although never released commercially, the song marked the beginning of another career high. In early 1987, No More the Fool climbed into the UK top 5, becoming her biggest hit single to date, while the album also reached the top 5. The success gave her the rare distinction of having a top 10 single and 2 top 10 albums in the same week, confirming her enduring popularity. More chart success followed with releases including The Very Best of Elkie Brooks in 1986, Bookbinder's Kid in 1988, Inspiration in 1989, Round Midnight in 1993, Nothin' But the Blues in 1994, Amazing in 1996, and another Very Best of Elkie Brooks in 1997, reinforcing her status as one of Britain's most consistent and respected vocalists. Away from the stage, Elkie's personal life combined stability with profound challenge. In the mid-1970s, she was married to Pete Gage, her Vinegar Joe bandmate. They later divorced before she married her sound engineer Trevor Jordan on 1 March 1978, whose credits included work with Diana Ross, The Rolling Stones, Luciano Pavarotti and Sarah Vaughan. The couple settled in Devon and raised 2 sons, Jermaine, born in 1979, and Joseph, born in 1986, both growing up immersed in the realities of a working musician's life. Between 1981 and 2002, the family lived in a secluded North Devon mansion, a period that outwardly reflected success but later proved financially precarious. In 1998, Elkie discovered that her accountant had failed to pay her taxes. The resulting liabilities forced her to leave the house and move into a mobile home while she fought to stabilize her finances, a period she later described as deeply humiliating but also clarifying. After 4 years of mounting interest and loan pressures, and under threat of repossession, she finally managed to sell the house, clear her debts, and emerge with a renewed determination to control the business side of her career. From the early 2000s onward, management and tour promotion were taken over by her son Jermaine and his wife Joanna, transforming Elkie's career into a family-run enterprise, and ensuring decisions were made with her well-being at the center. Elkie has continued recording and touring well into later life, releasing albums such as Electric Lady and Powerless, publishing her autobiography Finding My Voice in 2012, and enjoying a major resurgence in 2017 with Pearls, The Very Best Of. She recorded a new live album, Live and Acoustic, in 2021, featuring her pianist Tom Kincaid and saxophonist Mike Smith, which was later released in November 2024. In February 2025, she marked her 80th birthday with a BBC Radio 2 piano room performance at Maida Vale, performing with the BBC Concert Orchestra to widespread acclaim. Currently, Elkie is on her extensive The Long Farewell Tour, performing live across the UK into 2026 to celebrate her extraordinary career. Alongside touring, she continues to work on new music, maintains her fitness through Aikido martial arts, and remains actively engaged with fans online, determined to keep performing for as long as her health and strength allow. And there you have it. From Manchester beginnings to decades of chart success, reinvention and live performance, Elkie Brooks has built one of the most enduring careers in British music, and she remains as powerful, respected, and loved as ever. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on your favorite artists, just like this. Take care and bye for now.